Hello, guys of United Rock Nations. We are with Eric of Mr. Big. How are you, Eric?
I'm doing pretty good. I just dropped my kids off at school. My wife is going on a run pretty soon, and I have the whole house to myself. So I'm doing great.
Okay, fantastic. So we will talk about the new album, The Stories We Could Tell.
Yeah.
It's amazing how some Mr. Big get back together, creating music just as fresh sounding as when you first formed. How do you make to keep this possible?
Well, I don't know. I think we when we got back together in 2009, we didn't make any records or anything. I mean, we did the best of, which was called Next Time Around, and there was a couple new songs on it. And then 2011 came, which, a year later, a couple years later, we did What If. And then it's been a few years past that. Here it is, 2014, and we have The Stories. So how do you keep it fresh? God, I mean, for me, it's like anticipation. I can't wait to do another record. And we have a saying in our band where when we first got back together, we decided to make everything easy and painless, and nobody, nothing's bigger. I mean, what I'm trying to say is you have the band out there, and nobody's gonna pretty much tell us what to do anymore, like record company involvement or management. Basically, we work at our own pace. And so after we did the What If album and the tour, we decided to take a big break. But for me, I'm a complete pest when it comes to breaks. I didn't want to take a break. I broke the rules, as they say, and I started writing songs and and try to get everybody involved again, and they did. And I mean, how do you keep it fresh? Wow, man. I mean, every album we do is pretty unique. It's we look at it as an evolution. We don't look at it as okay, this is the last Mr. Big album. We don't look at it like that. We look at it like these are this is how we're feeling now, and then next couple of years we'll feel something different. But I don't know. How do you keep it fresh? Hey, man, Ziploc bag. I don't know.
Talking about What If, it was released on 2011. Did you expect such a success?
Yes. No, that would be stupid. No, I didn't. I don't want to expect anything because God, it might not happen. But I knew that, over the years, I've been touring, playing acoustic shows, and playing with pickup bands, and I was in this little thing with Avantasia. It was like this rock opera. And
yes.
But everything that I did, the fans, all they talked about was Mr. Big. All they talked about was Mr. Big. It was only, every time I say, I play it, I go, okay, here's a new song that's going to be possibly be in my solo album. They're like, yeah, that's great. What about Mr. Big? And so I kind of knew that there something was boiling, and some kind of a hype was going on where the anticipation for a new Mr. Big album was greater than anything that I had to do with solo endeavors. So I thought I had a good feeling that it was going to be a successful album because it was the first album that we did in 7-8 years, So I felt I had a good feeling. I didn't know that it was going to be better than it was, but I was really pleased at the outcome. But I knew that the fans were going to be eating Mr. Big up.
Absolutely, and now you have a new record, The Stories We Could Tell. Can you tell us about the writing process? Who wrote the songs? Who brings the main ideas?
It varies. I mean, most of the time, this is what happens. Billy, Pat, and Paul will get in a room and write hundreds of ideas, and I swear to God, they're ideas. They're just riffs, and individually, everybody will bring like a couple songs to the table, but this is the way we've always done it. Billy, Pat, and Paul get in a room, hundreds of ideas, and they live in L.A. So that CD gets sent to me in San Francisco, and I write melodies and lyrics to it, and sometimes I work with my partner, Andre Pessis, who's another songwriter that I've worked with over the years. And him and I get together, and then the four of us get together and like practice or jam it out, and we cut it live, we shrink wrap, and we tour. And that's how it is. You know.
And what the lyrics of the songs speaks about?
The lyrics of this new record.
Yes, of the new record.
It anything and everything. I mean, there's politics, but kind of like bedroom politics. There's some love's demise. There's some positive stuff. There's a song called "Gotta Love the Ride," which is a song about, it's not the destination, but it's the journey. The going through life and not speeding through life, like stopping and smell the roses and look at the surroundings around you and just the gifts that you've been given. You achieve true success, and those are never satisfied. You don't want to miss out on the fruits of your labors. I know that's kind of deep, but this is like the most positive song I've ever written in my life. There's a song called "I Forget to Breathe," which is the second song, and it's about the sheer amazement that somebody feels that like say when you look up at the sky and you see some beautiful stars or the moon, or when you see the sun for the first time in the morning. Some people don't get that chance, and that feeling of, or even a beautiful woman, or somebody that touches your heart.
Yes.
The feeling of where we've all been through that. We're a man too, through a woman, but we've all been through that where you're just stunned and gasped, and like you're frozen and you forget to breathe. And so, oh God, man, there's another song called "Fragile," which is the third song.
Yes,
and
I like a lot. I like a lot this song. Your performance on that song is really great.
Oh, right on, man. Thank you. So this song, like I've written this before, but I'll tell you on your site here that it's not a song about drugs necessarily. It's about sort of life's vices, and it sounds like somebody's coming off drugs or alcohol or something like that, but it's mainly about life's vices as well, And let's see, God, what else? I mean, there's tons of stuff, man. There's some sexual connotations in "The Monster in Me." There's a song called "What If We Were New," which is kind of a song about, I'm a guy who's been a serial husband for pretty much my whole life. I've been married forever. And, when you have that kind of moment in your marriage, when you have like maybe past 7 or 10 years and you need a little spark, or I don't know if you're married, but everybody knows what I'm talking about. And so I was like coming up with like an idea, like pretending, about, some of the relationships you have can get old and tired. And this is kind of like something to get it restarted, to basically come alive. Let me see. Beautiful. Yeah. There's a lot. There's some love songs, but then there's a song about Hollywood, which is a song called "Cinderella Smile."
Yes, absolutely.
Even the title song of the record, "The Stories We Could Tell," is let me tell you the story about that. We got Billy Sheehan, Paul Gilbert, and myself sitting around the studio, and we were writing a blues song. And Billy goes, "Hey man, we need to come up with a title." Which I got to tell you, a title of a song or an album is the worst time. I mean, I hate making a title of the record because it's whatever that title says is supposed to mean everything in this album, which is like so difficult after you've written, tons of lyrics, and all of a sudden, okay, somebody comes up with a title, and they go, oh, that's it. That's what the whole album's about. Not necessarily. That statement, the stories we could tell, was Billy going, oh man, people just don't know how we started, how we survived in Mr. Big, and how we broke up, and even our resurrection. And he goes, oh man, the stories we could tell, right, guys? And we kind of looked at each other and we went, bong, that's it, man. That's the title. Let's just go with that. So,
your performance on The Man Who Has Everything is really amazing. It's a really good performance.
Oh, thank you.
And tell me more about that song, The Man Who Has Everything.
It's basically, you can't fill love's empty hole with anything but love. It's I'm not saying it's autobiographical. I know that some people try to get at that lately, going, is that about you? Not necessarily, but it's about having everything but nothing at all without, love in your life. And it seems pretty simple, and, you can have fame and wealth and great material possessions, but in the end, without love, you got nothing, people,
Exactly. Let's talk about Pat Torpey. We know that he has been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and that Matt Starr will substitute him on tour. What is the Pat state of mind today?
Today, I'm glad you asked me about that, because, yesterday, or like the metaphorical yesterday, when I first got together with Pat, it was really difficult for him. You could see it, he was really struggling with pretty much, because he's in the really, really beginning stages of Parkinson's. And, he was really tired, and he was, you could see he was weakened because, he's a very strong man. But when I was watching him, it's mainly his mental state, because he was like really sad and depressed that he had this, and he what's weird about this guy, Pat Torpey, is a sweet, strong man. He was more worried about us and how we would carry on or how we would make this record. And I went, Pat, man, God, you really need to take care of yourself, because we're going to be there for you no matter what. You're our brother. But that being said, we just got we kind of had a little band conference call about a week and a half ago, and Pat said, he goes, man, I'm feeling a lot better. Everybody knows there's no cure for Parkinson's, but
Exactly.
But through, he's on a nutritional program. He's doing physical therapy. He's playing his drums. He's getting sleep, and he's feeling a lot better. I'm telling you, man, he was a wreck. He was going through, physical but mental adversity, and it was difficult for him. You could totally tell. But now he feels a lot better. That's what he said, and he feels stronger. And he's gonna go on the road with us to
yes.
Matt Starr, which is a guy that Billy found. I guess Matt played with Ace Frehley, or does play with Ace Frehley.
Yes.
But Matt has been given a blessing from Pat Torpey. The Pat and Matt show. We did a kind of a band rehearsal with Matt, and Pat Torpey was there, and we played, our staple songs, like Daddy Brother, Alive and Kickin', Green to the 60s Mine, It Takes That Rush, and Pat Torpey's signature song, Take Cover. And, Matt did it, sang it with us, did harmonies and stuff, and it sounded awesome. And then, when he was playing Take Cover, he kind of was flailing a little bit, and Pat Torby goes over to the drums and shows him, no, this is what I'm doing. And Matt goes, cool. And then he got it, and Pat was like, man, this guy's great. You know, I give a thumbs up to Matt. But Pat wasn't going to go on the road with us. He was just going to kind of take care of himself. But now he feels stronger and happier and all that, and he's going to play a couple songs with us live and do an acoustic portion of the tour. And come, because I mean we've never gone out as Mr. Big without Pat Torpy, so I'm so glad he's coming, even for some spiritual guidance, you know.
Yes, exactly. It's a good thing. Great. So talking about touring, you know that you will do some gigs as a solo artist at the end of the year
yeah.
in UK.
Pretty much right after the Mr. Big tour, I'm flying home for about 4 or 5 days, and then going right back to England and play acoustic shows. Yeah.
Can you tell me more about the shows you play as a solo artist?
Okay, first of all, I call it my endless Mama Needs a New Pair of Shoes acoustic tour.
Okay.
And that that means my wife hates it. She hates that title. But I go, man, it's true. I mean, it's, you know, I'm sort of killing two birds with one stone. I'm when Mr. Big's not playing, I got to work, you know. I can't just skip out, you know, wait for the "To Be With You" check to come in, you know, because that only comes like a couple times a year. But like, "To Be With You" doesn't pay for everything like it used to, right? Times are different. This is it's a whole different musical climate now, you know. So I have to play. I want to play. I love getting. First of all, Mark, I love getting out of the damn house. Trust me. Yeah, I play the acoustic tour, and you know I'm making some money and I'm having a good old time. But it keeps my chops up. It's made me a better singer by, you know, I'm playing like 3 or 4 gigs in a row, and the days off or travel days. And I was listening to Paul Rogers from Free and Bad Company do an interview the other day, and he was saying if life was all cushy and everything, and the sun was beautiful, the sun was out, and the birds were chirping and stuff, and I came to work, and I'm like, I don't know if I'd give 100%. He goes, the more you struggle, and the more it's like hard for you, the more you want to give it. You know, I don't know what that meant, but to me it meant that while I'm out there, I'm working my ass off, I'm singing a lot more, and that's like almost like a great vocal lesson, and a couple little hardships. Hey man, it keeps me humble, you know. It keeps me balanced in what I do. I mean, you know, I'm not taking a treasure bath, man. You know, I'm not you know, sitting in the corner counting my cash. No, man, it's like I'm a hard-working rock and roll guy, you know.
Great, fantastic. So I hope to see you on tour with Mr. Big.
Yeah.
Very soon in France. I don't know if France. I don't know if you will come in France.
I don't know. Yeah. What's going on right now is we're doing. It's the way it was routed. It was like the way, you know, musicians don't have the ability. We do suggest to management and talent, you know, whoever talent agency we have or bookers and stuff, and we say, hey, look, man, I really want to play the United States of America. I want to get back to the homeland, you know, and I really want to play Europe instead of just playing, you know, selected cities. I want to play all over Europe. And they go, okay, duly noted. We'll write that down. And, you know, when people on Facebook or something, you know, go, how come you're not playing Alabama or something like that, right? They go, look, it's not from lack of trying. I'm doing my best to say we need to play these places, but it's just the way, you know, management's got it routed, you know. So what's going on right now is that we're going to do these 6 weeks, which to me is pretty short, and shit, I'm opening my Mr. Big Mouth right now, saying, complaining about it, but I'm complaining for the right reasons. We worked really hard on this new album, and I love this new album, man. I got to tell you, man, this album speaks to me. It's great. I know it feels funny having one of the musicians or the singers, whatever, in the band saying, before you even hear it, oh, man, you're going to love it. But it's singer's intuition. I know you're going to love it. But to play 6 weeks, that bums me out. I want to play more. So I hope we get out to France. Trust me.
Yes, fantastic. Thank you, Eric, for this interview, and see you soon in France, I hope.
Yes, I hope so. Hi, everyone. This is Eric Martin from the band Mr. Big. Yeah, the short Italian guy that stands right in the middle between Billy Sheehan and Paul Gilbert. Yeah, that's me. Well, we have a new album out. It's called The Stories We Could Tell, and it's chock full of rock and blues and psychedelia and all kinds of good music that I know you're going to love. Ear candy to the masses, and it's all right here on United Rock Nation.